Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I am bringing you round 9 of my TBR game rotating decks, where I have Uno cards help me pick my prompts to create my monthly TBR. So in November, I had a little bit more to read in my game than I had in previous months, but I think I did okay. I have to admit that after all of the reading I did in October, I did feel a little slumpish, like reading wasn't the thing I wanted to do because I had done so much reading in October. But let you know how I've done on November's TBR selections for this game. So in no particular order, I don't ever keep the prompts in the order that I pull them. I just kind of put them on the shelf until the next TBR recording. So the first one I have here is Book I Bought New. And for this one, I had decided to read Solo Leveling by Chugong. This is a light novel, so it is like a regular novel. I have read this one. I should have a series first impressions video on my channel already talking about this one. I listened to the audiobook, which was narrated by Ki-Hong Lee, and I read some of the light novel from text. I also read the corresponding manhwa, and so in that video I let you know my thoughts on all three formats and which formats I will be moving forward with as I continue this series. So that's the first one of these, and then the next one was Random Number Generator. And for this one, I don't have the book. I was supposed to read Lost in a Good Book, which is the second book in the Thursday Next series by Jasper Fforde. I have read 105 pages, so I just finished chapter 7. I'm not enjoying this one. I am probably going to DNF it. But my rules state that I have to read 100 pages or DNF by the end of the month. And as of the day I am filming this, there are 4 days left in November. So I'm good with this one. Next up, I have Bleach Omnibus. And for this one, I was supposed to read Volume 7 of the Omnibus, which is Volumes 19, 20, and 21. I have read this. I'm still really enjoying that series. And then lastly, I had Sookie Stackhouse. So I was supposed to start the Sookie Stackhouse series by Charlaine Harris. And I have. This is Dead Until Dark. I am on page 187. Very unusual of me to stop reading in the middle of a chapter. I usually like to get to those chapter markers, but it is what it is. So obviously I'm over my 100-page mark on this one as well. I am really enjoying this one, and I intend to finish this one before the end of November. So those are all of the books that I was supposed to have read for the Rotating Decks TBR game. I also read my Book One Cozies Club selection, which was Guidebook to Murder. Book One Cozies Club is my book club where we read first in a series cozy mysteries, and so I do have a chapter by chapter playlist on my channel where I have broken down the book into sections, and then I give you my candid spoilery thoughts as I read through the book. And then I also have my series first impressions video, which is my unspoilery thoughts. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on that one, definitely check out one of those two things for that book. And then last but not least, I have the Monochrome Manga Club selections. So that is my in real life manga club. And those selections for the month of November were Volume 1 of Kiss Him Not Me by Junko and Volume 1 of Blue Period by Tsubasa Yamaguchi. We also read Volumes 5 and 6 of Parasite by Hitoshi Iwaaki. So that is all of the things that I was supposed to have read for the month of November, so I think I have done pretty well. So for the month of December, I have quite a few Christmas cozy mysteries that I need to read, including the Book One Cozies Club monthly selection. So I'm trying to keep the number of books that I get out of the TBR game down. Hopefully I'll pull some picks that those books will fit in. If not, hopefully I don't have to read anything really thick. So one more thing I want to mention before I turn you over to the gameplay is that after hearing some of the comments left on the last video about whether or not I should rotate out the deck, because we have had that deck for 4 rotations. Thank you to all of those who have commented on that, by the way. After seeing your comments, I have decided to go ahead and rotate out the deck. So I have decided to use the Mattel Toys deck, which you will see in the next clip. I figured toys and Christmas are kind of go together. So yeah, I'm excited to use a new deck. So you will see that deck in the next clip. And so I will flip you over to the gameplay for the month of December right now, and I will be back with you after to share with you what books I've picked for those prompts. So here's the setup for round 9 of rotating decks. As I mentioned earlier, I did decide to rotate out the deck. So this month we are playing with the Mattel Toys deck. This has all of the normal colors, so that is great. And as per usual, I have already shuffled the deck, but I will have my daughter cut the deck so that you know that I don't know what is on the top of this deck. So the deck has been cut, and of course she turned it around. Okay, I will be pulling 3 cards as per usual, so let's get started with pick number 1, which is a skip card. Yes! This is obviously He-Man from Masters of the Universe. So I don't have to pull a prompt for this card, which is wonderful, wonderful. And our next card is a red 9. So red 9. And the prompt is Nightmare Hall. So that means I will be reading a book from the Nightmare Hall series by Diane Ho. And our last prompt is a blue 1. And so it's just this card right here on the top. That is Vampire Academy. So this is another one of those series that I've been meaning to reintroduce myself to. So all in all, this has been a really great round because it's going to leave me a bunch of room to read the things that I have lined up, holiday reads. And so let me grab these books and I will be back in a bit to show you all of the books that I have planned to read. Okay, so I'm really enjoying the new deck. It feels kind of Christmassy because some of those classic toys that we have seen. The last 2 I haven't actually seen, but I'm very familiar with the He-Man because I do have a younger brother, and so we were into He-Man and She-Ra growing up. But yeah, I'm enjoying that deck so far. I thought it was really fitting for Christmas time. And we got a skip again to start our game, so something is going right for me this month considering how much I have planned to read besides what I have pulled for these prompts. So skip, thank you to my daughter for cutting the deck where she did. So let's go through those prompts and then I will talk about the other things that I have planned to read for the rest of the month. So first up, I pulled a red 9. And this is upside down. So yes, I am not familiar with this toy. So if any of you know what this toy is, please let me know down in the comments below. But for that, I picked Nightmare Hall. So Nightmare Hall is a series that came out in the 90s, I believe. Let me check that right now. 1993. So this is the one that I'm going to be reading. It's The Silent Scream by Diane Ho. This is number 1 in the Nightmare Hall series, and it is a little bit broken right here, but it does have a step back. So let me show you that right now. There is a picture of a dead body on the floor. This one follows this hall at a university. And so it says, high on a hillside overlooking Salem University, hidden in the shadows and shrouded in silence, sits Nightingale Hall. Nightmare Hall, the students call it, because that's where the terror began. And so this particular one follows a girl who is eager to start college, and she arrives at her dorm and finds that there's a dark story hidden within its walls about a girl who apparently committed suicide at the dorm, but there's a question as to whether or not it was actually suicide and if it could have been murder instead. And so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. As you know, I have been reading stuff from when I was growing up, and this is a series that I don't have very many memories of. Like, I remember reading them, but I don't remember any of the stories, and I didn't have very many of them in my collection. And so as I see them at library book sales and used bookshops and things, I pick them up. So I don't have very many of them, but I do have maybe 10 or so. And so I'm glad to have number 1, because this is where it all starts, right? So I'm looking forward to getting into this one and revisiting this series, because it was one that I remember enjoying growing up. I just don't remember any of the stories. So that was the first one. And then the final prompt for the month of December was a blue one, and this looks like a classic car. And so that was the prompt, and then the card I picked for that was Vampire Academy. And so I will be restarting Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. So this is book 1 in the Vampire Academy series, which I believe follows a mortal vampire who must be protected because she's a princess. It says, only a true best friend can protect you from your immortal enemies. And so, yeah, this is a story that I read a really, really long time ago. I believe Goodreads says that I read this in 2010. So it's been over 10 years since I read this, and I haven't gone past this one. I have watched the movie that is out, but I believe I heard that they're going to be remaking this into a series. So I'm really interested to start to reread this and then watch that series as well. And I do remember enjoying this. There's like a school aspect, obviously, because it says academy. But yeah, that's pretty much all I remember, other than that somebody needed to be protected. So I'm looking forward to rereading this one. It is on the thicker side. It's 332 pages, but being that it's the content that it is, I believe I'm going to go through this one pretty quick. I don't remember this one being a very long read when I had read it the first time. But yeah, this has been a series that I've been wanting to revisit for a while, even before I had heard that they were going to be remaking this series into a TV series. So I'm really looking forward to revisiting that one. So that will do it for my required reading for this game. Not too bad, not too bad. I wasn't able to fit any of my selections that I had planned to read into any of those prompts though. So Let's start off with the Book One Cozies Club selection. So this is the selection that is a first in a series cozy mystery, and I will be doing a chapter by chapter on this one, which, like I said at the beginning of this video, is a breakdown of this book into sections, and then I give you my candid spoilery thoughts in audio only reading vlog formats. And so the selection for Book One Cozies Club for the month of December is Mrs. Claus and the Santaland Slayings by Liz Ireland. This is the first book in the Mrs. Claus series. So with this one, we have Mrs. Claus as our amateur sleuth, and I am really looking forward to it. It says, it's the first Christmas in Santaland for April Claus, but it may also be her last unless she can uncover a villain with a killer Christmas wish. Super looking forward to this. I do have a physical copy, but I do also know that it is available on Hoopla. At least it is for me. So if you are interested in reading this one along with me, definitely check to see if your library offers Hoopla and if this one is available for you there. If you would like to read along with me, the chapter by chapters start going up on the 10th of the month, and they will be daily audio only reading vlogs. So yeah, if not, I will definitely be doing a unspoilery series first impressions video on this one sometime towards the end of the month. So I'm really looking forward to that one. And then traditionally, Book One Cozies Club continues with their Christmas series in previous years. So we will also be reading Dying in a Winter Wonderland by Vicki Delaney. This is the 5th book in the year-round Christmas mystery series. We will also be reading Slashing Through the Snow, which is the 3rd book in the Christmas Tree Farm mystery series by Jacqueline Frost. And we will be reading the 2nd book in the Caterer's Guide to Crime mystery series by Jessica Thompson, which is A Caterer's Guide to Holidays and Homicide. I will also be having a manga club meeting in December, and so our selections for that will be volumes 7 and 8 of Parasite by Hitoshi Iwaaki. This will complete our series read of Parasite, so I'm really looking forward to that. We will also be reading volume 1 of the case study of Vanitas by Jun Mochizuki. This one is published by Yen Press and is rated older teen. This follows a guy who is looking for the Book of Vanitas, which is says a clockwork grimoire of dubious reputation. So he goes to Paris looking for this, and the book ends up coming to him from a vampire doctor, and then he gets embroiled in a conflict between humans and vampires. So I'm really looking forward to this. There is an anime out on this series, and I am looking forward to seeing if this particular series by Jun Mochizuki works better for me than the other series I read, which was Pandora Hearts. That one I didn't get along with so well, but I'm hoping that this one will. So that will be our first monthly selection for the book Book One Cozies Club, for the Monochrome Manga Club, and then the next one will be Laughing Under the Clouds, Volume 1 by Kara Kara Kemuri. This one is published by Tokyo Pop Rated Teen. This one is about a prison that's in the middle of a lake, and there's questions as to whether or not the prison is just for petty criminals. So there is a mystery element to it. It is historical, and I'm looking forward to checking this one out as well. So that is everything that I have planned to read for the month of December. On top of that, I will be doing my Manga Advent Calendar. So starting on December 1st, I will be choosing one of my Advent tags, which has a manga series in it. And then I will be reading 2 volumes of manga with every tag. So 25 volumes of manga during the month of December. I will also be participating in the 25 Days of Manga Readathon, which is hosted by Pages and Panels, Dynamic Dylan, and Shay Geeks Out. I will link Shay's video announcement down in the description box below in case you're interested in participating in that. That is basically just reading a volume of manga a day for 25 days leading up to Christmas. And besides that, I'm hoping to participate in the Festive Readathon, which is being hosted by Steph Loves. This, I believe, one of my Christmas cozies, if not a couple of them, will complete all of the things on the board besides the things that I have to do in real life to complete that board. So I'm feeling pretty confident about participating in that one, and that's everything that I'm going to be participating in the month of December. So I'm actually looking forward to my stack, even though it looks rather daunting. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of the books that I talked about here and what you thought of them. If you'd just like to let me know that you were here, please leave a Christmas tree emoji down in the comments below. That would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out, and that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.